If you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it, feel it, understand it, express it, and then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love, forgive yourself, and then project that love outwards, and the anger will pass.
Guys,
we have a decision.
And this is why we love Ren. Man, I was just watching this. Ren just dropped his 1 million subscribers video. You know, typically when we do these things, right? Like even myself, I hit 100,000 subscribers. You thank everyone. Myself, it's weird watching this, right? Because sometimes you'll maybe gloat in the success a little bit. I try not to gloat too much, but it just makes you analyze things. But this is why we love Ren. I just start watching it. You know, I'm at my office working, but every reaction I try to go outside to get some sunlight so I don't drive myself crazy being in this room with this blue light. And I'm listening to it, and I played that first part of it because it just resonated so deeply with me. But beyond that, he gave you an answer. He gave you a solution, a way to deal with certain things or deal with that in particular. Like, you know, if you have disdain for someone or your life, and he gave you a solution, how to handle it. I don't know if you guys know how rare that is for people to give out solutions, especially in the music world. When you listen to the music, a lot of times the revolutionary music, all it does is criticize the establishment. Fair play. I criticize the establishment a lot. But where's the solutions? The moment I heard that, this is at the end of his video, I was like, I'm playing this video. I want to talk about some of the things he's playing. Just have a dialogue. It's weird when I'm here by myself. Don is working. But you have all these thoughts in your mind, which creates these dialogues. And this is like a way of me speaking out my thoughts and then also watching what he said. But that was just, I really enjoyed that. So I'm just recording this right now. I'll probably put this out, but I might not. I don't know. This is on the fly. But anyways, this brother is wildin'. So this is a 5-minute video, and I want to play it for you guys. And just, I don't know, Ren always, I want to say surprises me, but I know he's a deep brother, you know? And so I don't want to say I'm surprised by this, but I'm moved by this, right? I'm moved by this authentically and sincerely. And it also, I've learned a lot from Ren. I'm a 43-year-old man. I think I'm 10 years older than him. And there's experiences I've had in my life where I'm sure, you know, with people I could share these things and be like, oh, they could learn from you. But there's something about this young man. I'm not trying to big bro him by saying young man, but there's something about this young man that I'm learning from because I was in a very, very, very dark place during the pandemic. Got pretty extreme at times. And certain things he says, certain other things in my life have helped me get more neutral and balanced. And it's very interesting. I really appreciate him, and I appreciate a lot of the words in this. So I'm going to play this, pause, have conversations, and I hope you guys are having a good day. And just congratulations to Ren hitting the 1 million subscribers, the success. Let's listen.
I want to keep this short and sweet because I wrote something that I want to share with you. But first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am. I've reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is a flipping huge milestone. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported my music over the years, whether you're newly on board or have been here for a while. I wanted to say thank you to the YouTube reaction community who have gotten behind my stuff in a big way and really helped me reach this goal. So thank you guys. Yeah, I wanted to read this passage that I wrote about success. It's too much for me to remember right now, so bear with me. But yeah.
Now, he says it's too much for him to remember right now. I'm guessing maybe that's because it's recently written, but also you guys have to remember he's going through treatments for his Lyme's disease, which most of you guys know, but if there's someone on my channel, because a lot of people come to my channel for a lot of different stuff, not just Ren stuff. So if you're not familiar with Ren, he's going through medical treatments in Canada for his Lyme disease. and I'm sure it messes with his mood, his mind, a bunch of things. So just wanted to highlight that.
To me means that I have a responsibility that
Hold on. We gotta hear
this passage that I wrote about success is too much for me to remember right now, so bear with me. But yeah, success to me means that I have a responsibility that transcends me. If I have a platform where people are paying attention, then I feel like it's my duty to make that count. It's far more important than my aspirations with music and what I could personally gain. There's a saying that stuck with me recently, which was a rising tide lifts all ships. Somehow, by finding success for myself has meant that I can find success for the people around me. And that makes me feel very rich.
And I just want to give this brother a huge shout out right here for what he just said. One, for speaking about this, but two, man, he's a big part of our success at this channel. I would be lying to you. I know I show up and do the work, and there's things that could be attributed to work ethic, but he's the first big artist. Well, Tech Nine was too, but he gave me shout out to Tech Nine too. But that olive branch and really embracing what we did, because we were a smaller channel when he granted us, his interview. And it really changed the way I looked at this whole industry, because when I came in, I was a bit jaded, bitter about a bunch of things. I have been in the rap hip-hop industry for 25 years for the most part, and it's been good to me, but there's a lot of bitterness from not making it to certain levels that I wanted to make it. And now I'm at this new chapter of YouTube, and him giving that olive branch and him being authentic, like everything he's saying is real. He did this. He does this for... I'm moved, and I haven't really, I haven't met him in real life, but, meeting him through the interwebs, I don't know. It's just, it meant a lot, and I'll always support what he does. Maybe I'll disagree with something he says or does, but I will support this man. And it's really cool because as you can't teach old dog new tricks. I'm learning new tricks, you guys. And it's in the form of some of the light that he shines on things. My daughter, having a 4-year-old daughter, has helped me see life in a new way, and just maturity and experiences. But he's a part of this growth that I'm going through as some of my mentors behind the scenes. But I just wanted to highlight that.
I'm in a very strange position right now where I owe much of my success to the most destructive force in my life, which has been the turbulence of my physical and mental illness. The thing that has by far brought me the most pain has been a source of constant inspiration, which ironically led to creations which brought me the most joy. Creating art which means something to somebody else and can potentially be a companion to somebody else in the dark justifies my own pain, and I desperately needed that to be justified. There are a lot of people alive today who live in the dark. It's a place that I'm very familiar with. In the peak of my health problems, I was severely underweight. All my meals had to be restricted and blended, and I was so tired that I couldn't participate in life. I couldn't socialize, I couldn't watch films, I couldn't read. My bones constantly hurt. Even standing in the shower was excruciating and exhausting. And this went on for years, with no answers. Nobody could have ever convinced me during that time that my pain and suffering would be a source for something good, because it felt insidious. Nobody could have ever convinced me that something constructive can come from hurting every day. But I'm here to tell you that if you are hurting every day, don't be afraid. One thing I know to be a constant law of the universe, is that life is inconsistent. Life is beautiful and life is hideous. Life is kind and life is cruel. Dancing inside this dichotomy and inconsistency makes me know that you won't hurt forever, whether that comes from resolution of what you're going through or acceptance of where you are. You won't hurt forever.
This is why we love you, Ren. Man. You can hear the pain in his voice. Yeah, he's tearing up here. It's actually... again, I told you guys when I heard this was moving. This is bigger than reacting to a song and getting hype. Oh, the song's amazing. Oh, like, listen to the words. Let it resonate. Take some time. He's saying some very unique things. Some of it I know, some that's new to me. But sometimes we forget. We get so caught up in this life. And what he was saying there, I don't need to translate. I talk about it on the channel, balance. I talked about it in the interview we did with Ren. He's talking about balance. But you've seen that moment of, it's weird because this is why we love you, Ren. As a man who's grown up in like a pretty masculine environment, it's hard for me to be vulnerable in public or be vulnerable on this camera. And I've shared some experiences with people on this channel that is very hard for me to do. And this is one of the things I'm learning from this young man when I talk about learning. As I've matured, a lot of these things resonate with me. I know, I practice, but seeing a young man articulate it so well to a young audience, a growing audience, these things can help you and they could potentially save your life. He's not just ranting and raving. He's not just saying endless things. He's giving his perspective and then actually telling you solutions. He's telling you what he's been through and utilizing his experience to give you answers. And hearing him be emotional, you know he's still going through it, you guys. He's still battling these things. He's literally in treatment, medical treatment. He doesn't know where these things are going to take him. And he does videos like this. This is his 1 million subscribers celebration video, dropping gems that will stand the test of time. Some of these things he's telling us are timeless. It's like you go online to find these motivational speakers and people to get answers because you're by yourself in a dark place. And this is that video that is going to help someone down the line. And I mean, seeing and hearing how touched he is, you know, it breaks my heart, but at the same time, it moves me. And I don't know. I'm kind of rambling right now. Let's get back into this. Again, I love having conversations and dialogue, and I've been alone a lot with this YouTube thing because my partner is out there working, and you know, sometimes I have to show up. And today I was just going to do some reactions, but I saw this and it moved me, and I wanted to talk about it. Didn't know where I wanted to go, but I just knew that this is an important conversation. And I just, it's so interesting because let me tell you guys something. You can learn something from anyone at any age. Sometimes we get on this, you trying to big bro me or whatever, right? I'm a 43-year-old man. I have a lot to learn, but I've learned a lot from Ren, and I just want you guys to keep your mind open. Sometimes I've had disputes online where let's talk about something recent. I posted this interview with Ice Cube that he just happened to do with Tucker Carlson. And for some reason that will trigger someone, typically from the left, because it's Tucker Carlson. But I was just trying to say, listen to what Ice Cube is saying. Listen to what he's saying about the corporations. That's all I was trying to convey. You got people willing to cancel you, willing to unsubscribe, which I don't mind that. We don't have to agree. But I think the openness of being able to learn, like even myself, I need to be more open to super, like, let's say left-leaning people, because I lean a little to the right, and hear what they're saying. Listen. And if I do disagree, there's still some type of terms where I'm sure there has to be common ground. That's one of the things I'm learning from Ren. But also this masculine vulnerability. I think there's a balance to be stoic and masculine that men need to hold their frame. But I also believe there's a sensitive side, and I'm learning that from Ren, and I'm learning that from raising my daughter, right? Because I have to be solid as a rock for her. I have to be that strong man in her life, but I also have to be able to, you know, kiss her on her forehead and just say, I love you more than anything in the world. And that balance in this society is really hard to find. I get pulled to different sides of this, trying to be super stoic and a man's man, because I'm a fan and I look up to a lot of men who are super stoic and just ultra masculine, don't ever cry, and da 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 da. So that's something that I'm learning from Ren and other people, and I'm trying to find my own balance, because Ren says certain things, doesn't it? You have to see where the puzzle pieces fit in your life. And I think there's fundamental truths to many different things, right? Like the fundamental, the foundation of these truths. And I think I'm figuring out how certain things fit in my life and putting it together in real time. And people like Ren have helped me. So there's a lot that goes on. There's a weird connection, and I think the fans feel this connection with Ren. I've been one of the people lucky to have candor with Ren, and I feel like he is a friend, he is a homie. And I know the fans don't have that, so they have to wonder what it would like to communicate or, hang out with Ren, etc. But he does allow you in this facet, and I think appreciating his openness and his rawness, and the fact that I do believe he's an older soul, because conveying these type of messages with solutions and answers for people in pain, it's a lot of times it's a grandfather in a rocking chair saying this, or it's a father in his 50s explaining these things, and he is here. Man, anyways, I'm rambling, but that's what this one's about. You don't have to listen. You could just turn it off. This is just something, this is that soul food. And sometimes you need soul food and be able to speak out loud and just let dialogues that are trapped in your brain come out. And I'm just blessed to be able to do that on camera and convey that to the world. But Ren is special to me. And it's just funny, man. I don't know. They say the teacher shows up when the student is ready. And God works in mysterious ways. And, I don't know. It's interesting how things come into your life at the right time. And Ren has definitely came into my life at the right time, So it's really cool, man. And I appreciate this brother. He's really helped lift me up out of the darkness with certain things, just because the dialogue sparks these thoughts that have helped me work on myself. But he's also like economically and lifted me up, my career up, by giving the olive branch with the interview. And I mean, he hasn't co-signed me. He don't agree with everything Black Pegasus says. That'd be crazy. But just that extra love, man. I don't think he knows how far that went and how far it goes. And all the people that get in the olive branch, Tech Nine, Afro, like I got a lot of people who show me love that didn't have to, that are larger than life. And I really appreciate it.
Makes me know that you won't hurt forever, whether that comes from resolution of what you're going through or acceptance of where you are. You won't hurt forever. You don't know yet whether or not your pain conceals gold. It definitely conceals wisdom, and it's definitely a catalyst for filling you with empathy. So stand strong, my friends, and don't let the darkness consume you, because once you know the dark and become intimate with it, you become very capable of wielding the light. You could be instrumental for changing this world for the better. There's nothing humble about shrinking or doubting yourself, because you are large. You can be ferocious, and you could be magnificent. For the medical industry, who too often let people fall through the cracks, it's your duty to do better. For the people living in the light, who have either stepped out of their shadow or have never had to walk beside it, it's your responsibility to put out untainted love. Our own greed, desire to ferociously expand, and decisions rooted in self-interest can benefit ourselves in a material sense, but can be very destructive to the hive and the world around us, ultimately hurting ourselves. So we really must consider that if we're going to step into a bright future. As humans, we have an incredible potential, and it would be a shame to throw it away. So community, humanity, and changing our relationship with the natural world so it leans more towards homeostasis must be a priority number one.
He's just dropping a lot of truth bombs, you guys. There's a lot of truth in that. And one thing I have to kind of look in the mirror and dive deep is the legacy that I want to leave on this planet. And sometimes I gravitate into the financial part of it, like trying to make money, trying to be a baller. And my thing is, I'm a generous person. I help people around me, and I do have some lofty goals, because I think I've said that on the channel. My ultimate goal is to create a foundation where kids can do martial arts for free, started in my hometown, and try to grow that. That is one of my goals, because martial arts has helped me so much in my life and changed the trajectory of a lot of things, and I still am active in martial arts. And anyways, but I say that because it's balanced out with the nonsense, getting caught up in wanting a mansion and nice cars and, that's something that I'm trying to balance, because I've always worked hard. I want the finer things in life. I really do. And I work for that. But I do need to, hearing stuff like this reminds you like what is important, and that balance, trying to hold that balance and do something great for people around you in the world. And I'm one of those people that believe if I can bring things in monetary, like I can help the world, people, who are really struggling, like, I don't know. There's just a lot there, a lot of truth bombs. Again, it makes you start, it gives me some really good internal dialogue that sometimes I enjoy with myself, just to keep me in check, keep me on my toes, and just remember, like even right now, like my daughter's healthy, my wife is healthy, and taking some time just to enjoy the present moment with them and not getting so caught up with the future. And that's what I was taking from that. And I think everyone, listen to this. Don't take what I'm saying. Take your own version of this. You have your own life. But I just sometimes like to get on here and have conversations and talk about things. So
if you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it. Feel it. Understand it. Express it. And then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love. Forgive yourself, and then project that love outwards, and the anger will pass. We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the...
That was so enlightening and deep. The homie Anthony Ray put out this video and this dude's hating on Ren and Knox Hill. And it's just funny because Ren just addressed it in, I think, 30 seconds, 40 seconds. He said essentially what he was saying is embrace it, but then let it go. And anyone who's been to therapy or been through some type of trauma, that is the whole key of therapy. The long drawn out story of therapy is you talk about the trauma, the things that are making you, I want to curl up. Speak about it, get it out, and then let go. And, as an American, as a black man in America, there's trauma that sometimes come with the history of this country, or they try to really push on you. And that's some of the things I talk about on this channel that I don't think people understand, that I had to let go. It was a chink in my armor. It made me weak at some point, and I had to let it go to be able to grow. And I'm not trying to get into some weird racial or political thing, but for me, that's just how I can identify one of the things he's talking about here. Like, there's many different levels, but for you, what you're going on, what are you dealing with in your life? What do you hate? What gives you knots in your stomach? What frustrates you? What makes you angry? He really did just lay out a nice template on how to deal with certain things. And it's like martial arts, right? You reverse their energy. Now in Aikido, people sometimes clown Aikido and Kung Fu in the MMA world. But the concept of an aggressor coming at you, using their energy to bring it back to them, is kind of key. It's instrumental. And that's what he's saying. It's the same concept of this evil or anger or hatred that plagues you, embracing it, understanding it, and then, wielding it to become something better and, potentially changing your life or someone else's.
Or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it.
Let's listen to it.
Priority number 1.
Here we go.
If you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it. Feel it. Understand it. Express it. And then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love. Forgive yourself. And then project that love outwards, and the anger will pass.
Forgive. Forgiveness is a huge part of letting go. and moving forward. Doesn't mean forget, because you got to learn from mistakes, from pain, from wounds to get better and grow. But forgiveness, letting things go, it's all in there, you guys. Solutions and answers. This is really dope.
We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jannah or Jahannam, utopia or dystopia, and some people's ideas of heaven will be another's image of hell. So tread carefully, but treat those differences with respect. Tapestries are made beautiful because of the variety in the sum of their parts. Thank you to 1 million people inside this rich tapestry for the opportunity for me to try and spread my own vision of what I believe to be good. And thank you for justifying my pain. Thank you. I love you.
Y'all heard that, man. Well, we love you too, man. This is why we love you, Ren. You know, I could get on here and do reactions, bob my head and stuff like that, but I'll do these dialogues on things that I think are important, because I'm beyond being just a fan, and the messaging is more important than me being up here, you know, clowning with Don, making silly jokes. I love that. You guys love that. You guys love getting entertained. I get it. I like that too. But sometimes we need to just, you know, have these real conversations. And it's just funny that, you know, here again, I'm learning from a man who is 10 years younger than me. And it's even the way he handles himself in celebration of 1 million subscribers. Bro, he is just, oh man, he's just a good dude, man. And you could hear his pain. You could hear, you know, he really gave you the uncensored, unadulterated, just his full heart in that. He's grateful, but he's also using his platform to try to change the world. And that last piece, it's interesting because he said dystopia or utopia. And one day, I'm sure me and him will have a good conversation. I actually have some cool questions. I think this isn't one of them that I'm about to talk about, but I just have some interesting stuff. I'm not going to say it here because if I get another interview with him at some capacity, I want to ask him some cool stuff. But dystopia and utopia, I'm a big believer in balance. And I think find that balance, that is heaven, right? Like, I know this is a weird concept because I consider myself a Christian, but I think God is in the middle, if that makes sense. It's weird. I don't know where I come up with these ideas, but that's what the concept of yin and yang, right? Evil and good, the ultimate evil, the ultimate good, God, the devil. And maybe it's humans lie in the middle. Maybe it's not God is in the middle. But all I'm trying to say, I believe God is the balance. God is that balance, that when I'm in martial arts trying to learn a judo throw and I'm falling because I can't, but then when you get your balance and you get the right, you're just right where you need to be. It's almost like God is that balance, or the concept of something is right there in that centerpiece, because evil and good has to exist simultaneously. Utopia and dystopia has to exist simultaneously. There's no existence without both. So now I'm rambling, but it's just an interesting concept to me because maybe God is the centerpiece in a sense, right? I don't know. I don't know all the answers. I know there's a God. I know that I'm connected to something greater than myself, and something greater than myself has this creation process. That's just what I believe. It's like an intuition that speaks to me. Yeah, I don't know. These concepts, I could ramble on forever about my thoughts. Hopefully you guys enjoy my raw, unadulterated thoughts, and I appreciate Ren and his candor, and just know we love you, homie, man. We really do. We really do. And we appreciate you putting your heart and soul out there like that. And, you know, you guys, you see this and he opens up to you. Just remember boundaries too, because this will draw you in. This is what creates, there's like this connection that you have, but it's still like he is one man. He's balancing all these different things, from his career to his art to videos to his health, his love life, his family. So we definitely, as a community, got to respect boundaries. And sometimes, you know, I don't know, we got to show love. But also, you know, he opens up. I said this before on the channel. He opens up like this. And a lot of artists don't do this. When have you heard Eminem or, you know, Dr. Dre or someone sit down and damn near do a diary on YouTube and just be like, yo, this is how I really feel, and let me utilize my platform to help people in a dark place? They put it in their music, that's fine, but sometimes that leveling with people, that hey, man, it just speaks volumes for Ren. Anyways, you guys, I didn't do an intro. I'm not doing an outro. Just a conversation, things that are on my mind. Congratulations, Ren. Thank you. I appreciate you. And I'm not doing this like I'm praying to Ren. This is like in Thailand, it's like a thing of respect, you know? That's what I'm doing. Thank you. Much love. And we're going to keep things rolling. Anyways, you guys, I hope you found some light in some of that. And I hope you're doing good out there. And I love y'all MFers too. I know some of y'all think I'm crazy as hell. Like, I'm different, man. I got my own thoughts and beliefs, and I speak about them. And I know some of y'all are just getting used to that on the channel. It's okay. And if you don't agree with me, that's okay too. It is. We gonna make it. Anyways, I love y'all, man. Peace, peace. Till the next one.